2025 was going to be my breakthrough year. I had prayed about it. I had believed God for it. I had prepared for it. It felt like everything was finally about to shift. But somewhere along the way, the year took a turn I didn't see coming. A relationship ended. Friendships I thought were solid suddenly disappeared. Plans I had spent years working towards quietly fell apart. And at one point, I found out that something about me had been said years earlier that changed the way people saw me without me even knowing. There were moments this year where I genuinely sat down and wondered how so much could unravel at the same time. How the year that was supposed to be my breakthrough somehow became the year everything broke open instead. But sometimes when life breaks, things open. It's not always destruction. Sometimes it is exposure. Sometimes it is redirection. Sometimes it is the beginning of a completely different story than the one you thought you would live. I'll tell you more about what happened later in this video. But first, this is how today started. On today's quest, we are going for a photo shoot. And guys, I don't feel so good. I'm having like some tummy ache or something. I hope it stops soon. I don't really know where I'm going to. And so I should be preparing even much earlier for it, just in case it's farther than I expect it to be. I have an appointment for 2, and this is I think 12:45 or so. By the special grace of God, I am still in time. I am not going to be applying like all of my skincare. I just did like toner, and then I'm going to be using sunscreen, mainly because they are still going to clean off my feet to do my makeup. So there is no need wasting my products if I'm not going to use it. So this sunscreen is just to protect me from the sun on my way there. And then when we get there, I'm still going to have to clean it off. I have so little words to say today. Like I wish I could give you like some kind of thought that I'm getting through with my skincare, but I genuinely have nothing to say. Like, okay, fine. I'm exhausted. And I know I said that I am moving on, which I am. This is part of the process of moving on here. But this light is really not hitting my face properly. Let's see if I can change that. Where was I? So I was saying that I'm exhausted. I know I said that this is a moving on season, and it still is. Healing is part of the moving on. The past few months of last year, in fact, all of 2025 was draining from January 1st to the very end of it. And even though now I'm in 2026, my body is still trying to catch up. My soul is exhausted and I just want to rest. But life still be lifing, and there are just some things that you still need to get done. While I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to wear, I'm also just going to get my perfumes on already. Yeah, I'm starting off with this body mist. I Want You, a Sweet Obsession, that's the name. And just spritz that bit on my hand, like so. This is the one that's really does smell very soft and creamy. And then I'm supposed to be putting this on my body, but I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm going to spread this just on my pulse area here and maybe somewhere here. This one is called Refreshing Sweets by BV Love, and yeah, was gotten for me by my sister, and yeah, like this. And just in the name of layering, just in case someone else has this exact perfume, so that I don't smell exactly the same. I get this and apply it as well on my pulse area here. Let's dab it together. I don't need too much of it. I'm just going to carry like my body mist. So the body mist is the one that I'm going to carry with me in case I need to refresh how I smell. Then I'll just sprit some more. This one is called Vibes, just Vibes. Aroma Factory Vibes. This was also given to me as a gift, and the name is Vibes, and we are both vibing because I really like the vibes. I really like the vibe of it. I just realized that I haven't gotten myself perfume since at least 2022. For some reason, everyone just somewhat gives me perfumes or diffusers. I wonder if it's because I smell bad or if because they think I like perfumes or my house smells bad too. I'm not sure what the issue is. If I smell bad, well, it's giving me incentive to smell good by giving me perfumes. I've never really thought about it like that before. Do I actually smell bad? Maybe that's why they're gifting me this. That would be weird. Of course I don't. I mean, then I'm going to also like line my lips a bit because I just like the look of it. You're going to still clean it off. It's not difficult to clean, but just as I'm getting on the road to just look a little more alive and then dress up and just start heading out. See you guys. Hold on. This is me. Let me practice some poses. This, 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 this. Let's pretend I'm a boy, like Sierra. Not to be lost wife by looking back, but the truth is, in 2025, a lot of things broke in my life, and here is the short version. It started with me mourning the loss of a friendship from the previous year, only to lose it again. In hindsight, I probably should have let it stay broken in the first place. Then the year progressed into another chapter, a relationship I believe had real potential, but 2025 started with us fighting over something small, a New Year's call. Something that small somehow snowballed into hours of arguments. The tension wasn't about the call anymore, it was about safety, boundaries, consideration. Soon after, I found myself standing outside his family house for 12 minutes waiting for someone to open the door. 12 minutes might not sound like much, but when you feel unwelcome, it feels like forever. And when I finally got inside, I mostly just sat there, sensing the tension in the room. That quiet feeling of not belonging in the place I thought I might one day belong to. In between all of that were headaches, heart palpitations, anxiety, low blood pressure. Not long after, the relationship ended. And when relationships end, they rarely leave quietly. Along with it, another door closed. My plans to move abroad also fell apart. Then came a shock. I discovered my character had been misrepresented years earlier, 4 years earlier to be exact, and the people who knew about it, they said nothing. When I confronted someone I considered a close friend, he told me it wasn't a big deal, that he was not sorry and he would not be apologizing. Within 2 days, I lost 8 friends. 8! And just when I thought the year had already taken enough, I had wrist surgery. It was supposed to be minor, but it took a wrong turn. Suddenly, I couldn't pour water, feed myself, button my clothes, brush my teeth, or shower on my own. Things I never thought twice about became daily battles. And in that moment, I learned something about love. My sister stepped in and helped me. Sometimes love doesn't need grand speeches. Sometimes it's quietly helping with the things you cannot do for yourself. But life didn't pause while all of this was happening. I was still taking demanding courses, assignments, deadlines, projects, trying to keep my head above water academically while everything else sank. Then came the financial reality. I couldn't afford to stay in Abuja, which meant leaving a city I had built my life in. And then, the stress of house hunting. If you've ever house hunted in Nigeria, you know it's not for the faint of heart. Eventually, I moved back to my hometown. I felt ashamed. Ashamed that life hadn't gone the way I planned. Ashamed that I had to start over again. And the money I saved, I spent it in 2 months fixing this new house. And this irony was not lost on me. Even as I list these things, this is the mild version. There were moments I didn't know how I was still standing, but somehow I was. I kept going, I kept showing up, even when I was tired, even when I was disappointed, even when it felt like life had taken a sharp turn. And maybe that's what survival looks like.
Not glamorous, not Instagram perfect, but quiet. The kind where you refuse to disappear, where you keep moving forward, slowly, messily, even unsure of the road ahead. Looking back, I don't see a victim. I see a woman who went through a lot of things and is still here. None of it happened to me. In many ways, it happened for me. My brain understands that now. My nervous system just needs a bit more time to catch up. Because 2025 taught me a lot. It taught me that when friendships break, there was a reason. Sometimes it's better to let them stay broken. It taught me who my real friends were and who weren't. It taught me that silence is also a choice, and that sometimes people hearing a story about you and never asking for your side is them already choosing a narrative. It taught me that conflict is inevitable, but I'd rather be with a partner where we fight well and recover quickly, where emotional safety and consideration are non negotiable. It taught me that love can be spoken without words, and it taught me how capable I really am. Because even when life strips so much away, I was still standing. And that's what this photo shoot is really about. Not perfection, not pretending the year was easy, but celebrating the woman I am becoming because of the lessons I've been privileged to learn. Surviving a hard season isn't small. It is proof that something inside you refused to give up. And that alone is worth celebrating.
So I'm done with the photo shoot. I actually had fun as I expected that I would because the photographer I worked with is someone I've worked with in the past. One thing about her is that she finds a way to make sure that you're confident. So if you come in confident, you can have the extra buffer room. And if you didn't, you're going to find that confidence when you get there. For someone who wasn't entirely in a good mood, that really, really helped. I haven't actually done a shoot since October because I pulled out my teeth and I've actually been insecure about smiling. And so when she asked me to smile for this shoot, I was like, she's like, smile wider. And I'm like, and she's like, let me see your teeth. And I'm like, I have a teeth that I pulled out and I don't want to show it. And she was like, oh, actually, that even makes you look even more unique. A missing tooth, an extra blemish, a scar, something. It's perfect and it gives you character. And I was like, okay, say no more. And so I started smiling. I've worked with several photographers and I've really, really had good times. I love the camera. It may not show right now, but it's mostly because of my mood, but I really, really love the camera. Anytime I'm with a photographer, I try my best to bring in my A game and all. But I think she's my favorite so far. I also have one that I didn't really like. One of these photographers who was very irritated about my inability to pose exactly the way he wanted me to pose. He also made me feel even less confident because he kept criticizing the way I was posing. And I understand that because if you come in as a model, you're expected to know how to pose. This one, she's she's good. I wish the videos from the behind the scenes came out even sharper or clearer. And so I was even contemplating whether I was going to edit this video or not because I just didn't like how those videos came out. But they're showing up regardless. So I'm still going to edit it like that. When I go back, I was so exhausted, so I had to make something to eat. I made egg salad, eggs with cabbages and garlic and ginger and carrots, and I just fried it. I went for a second round of frying yam chips, which I'm going to eat with the movie I'm about to watch, The Art of Sarah. Unwind, rest, and hope that tomorrow when I wake up, my mood is up again. I think what I want to see is that this is real life. This is not highlight reel. There's the ebbs and then there's the flow, the highs and then there's the lows and then there's the middle and there are the in-betweens and then there are the extreme ends and all. Life is not linear. Healing is not linear. Happiness is not linear. And sometimes you have to contend and fight for your joy in the midst of all of this. It's quite uncomfortable showing up like this because I usually like to create what people see or what people know about me. But I think this time around, I just want to be me and show up where I am at this season, at this season. So even though last week I was all bubbly and happy and all, this week, not so much. Plus, I'm a little ill, so it can't bring me. I think I'm just going to wrap this up. When I gather my thoughts, I will do a sit down talk videos another time. And until next time, I love you guys. Stay golden. Bye. It's a wrap.